Imagine a club, not in Milan, not in Turin, not in Rome, but in a small, quiet city known for its ham and its cheese. Suddenly, this club becomes the center of the universe. They have Buffon in goal, Cannavaro and Thuram in defense, Crespo and Veron leading the line. They aren't just winning, they're bullying the giants of Europe. Between 1992 and 1999, they lift 8 major trophies. To the world, Parma was the miracle of Emilia-Romagna, a testament to what a small club could do with smart scouting and a successful local sponsor. But if you looked closer at the jerseys, past the iconic yellow and blue, you'd see a name: Parmalat. To the fans, it was just a milk company. To the players, it was a blank check. But to the Italian authorities, it was about to become the largest financial black hole in European history. Today, we go into the shadows of the Enron of Europe, how one man's dairy empire built a footballing paradise out of money that didn't exist. Meet Calisto Tanzi. In the 1960s, he dropped out of school to run his father's pasteurization plant. Within decades, he turned Parmalat into a global juggernaut. In 1990, Tanzi decided he wanted more than just milk market share. He wanted prestige. He bought his local club, Parma AC, just as they were promoted to Serie A for the first time. Tanzi didn't just want to compete, he wanted to dominate. He treated the club like a marketing arm for his milk. If Parmalat expanded to South America, Parma signed an Argentine superstar. If they sold yogurt in Eastern Europe, a Bulgarian legend arrived at the Ennio Tardini. But while the fans were celebrating goals, the books were being cooked. Parmalat was growing too fast, and the debt was mounting. But Tanzi had a solution. If you can't pay your debts, just invent the money. This is the era everyone remembers, the 7 sisters of Serie A. Parma wasn't just a team, it was a collection of future legends. Gigi Buffon made his debut at 17 against AC Milan and kept a clean sheet. Fabio Cannavaro and Lilian Thuram formed a wall that no one could climb. In 1999, they dismantled Marseille 3-0 to win the UEFA Cup. They were the coolest team on the planet. They had the kits, the stars, and the swagger. But behind the scenes, the Emperor Calisto Tanzi was panicking. By the late 90s, Parmalat was losing hundreds of millions. To hide the rot, Tanzi and his CFO, Fausto Tana, created a digital universe of fake companies. They set up shell corporations in the Cayman Islands with names like Parmalat. Whenever the bank asked for proof of funds, Parmalat showed them a document. A letter from Bank of America stating they had 4 billion euros in an account. It was the perfect lie. Until one person decided to pick up the phone. December 2003. The world is looking at a minor bond payment Parmalat missed. It seemed like a glitch. Then, Bank of America sent a message that sent shockwaves through the global economy. That document, the one showing 4 billion euros. It was a forgery. A literal copy-paste job using a scanner and a fake logo. The money didn't exist. It never had. The police raided Parmalat's headquarters. They found that Tanzi had embezzled nearly 800 million euros for himself and his family. The milk empire had a 14 billion euro hole in its heart. It was the biggest bankruptcy in European history. And Parma AC, they were the collateral damage. Overnight, the bank accounts were frozen. The superstars were sold off like assets in a liquidation sale. Tanzi went to prison. The fans went into mourning. The club was declared insolvent and spent years in special administration, essentially living on life support while the lawyers picked over the bones. The tragedy wasn't just the money. It was the realization that the greatest era in the club's history was built on a crime. Those trophies, they were paid for with the life savings of 100,000 small investors who had trusted Parmalat. In 2015, the nightmare hit rock bottom. Parma was declared bankrupt again. This time, they were relegated to the 4th division, the amateur leagues. The Emperor's Club was officially dead. Today, Parma is back in Serie A. They've rebuilt. They've survived. But when you walk past the trophy cabinet at the Tardini, there's a cold truth that lingers in the air. Football is a game of dreams. But sometimes, those dreams are funded by nightmares. Parma in the 90s was the most beautiful lie ever told. Next time you see a miracle club rise out of nowhere with a mysterious billionaire, just remember the milk. And remember that in the shadows of the beautiful game, nothing is ever truly free. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next investigation.